Solomon Wilcott, Steve Palazzolo for PFF TV, and it's time to talk about the top 10 wide receivers in the NFL in 2019. This is our list that you can find on PFF.com. And Steve, let's start right at the top, because if you ask all the people in Houston, they would agree that it's DeAndre Hopkins. But then if you go to Atlanta, it's going to be a big argument because everyone loves Julio Jones.
Yeah, it was a big discussion even internally here at PFF. You know, Julio Jones versus DeAndre Hopkins at the top. We gave Hopkins the nod because he just barely outgraded Julio in our play-by-play grading over the last 2 seasons by just a couple points. He was our most valuable receiver last year by our new WAR metric, wins above replacement, which is essentially, okay, how well did you play and how valuable were those plays? And then I think when you look at Hopkins and what he's done with various quarterbacks, that's also kind of his trump card in this debate. He's produced with Brock Osweiler at quarterback, with Tom Savage at quarterback, and he's definitely produced with Deshaun Watson, but he didn't drop a pass last year. He's crazy, efficient, and Hopkins, he can win all over the field.
How much it factors into the fact that a guy like Julio Jones, he's got Mohamed Sanu, he's got Calvin Ridley. I can't think of another name really that is going to really rate opposite of DeAndre Hopkins. So he's getting it done a lot with double coverage and maybe not with someone else to draw the attention away.
And with a bad offensive line in Houston as well. So Deshaun Watson is always under pressure as well. So again, when we're debating these guys head to head, Hopkins just doesn't have that supporting cast that maybe Julio has. Now Julio's fantastic. He's number 2 for us, and he can do the same thing, win down the field, win after the catch. It's really close to the top, but we gave Hopkins the nod heading into 2019.
New Orleans Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas, he comes in number 3 on our list, above Odell Beckham Jr. I can tell you right now, I can hear some of the screams, particularly from some of those people with the Cleveland Browns. But Odell Beckham Jr., he's a talented guy, but talk to me why maybe Michael Thomas might rate a little bit higher.
I mean, Thomas has just been so efficient the last couple of years. Caught 86% of his targets last year. That's an incredibly high number, especially for a receiver that plays on the outside. When they do move him into the slot, he's just a huge mismatch weapon. So, you know, his rapport with Drew Brees has been among the best in the NFL. Perhaps OBJ gets hurt a little bit playing with Eli Manning, who's been inconsistent throwing the ball down the field. So we could see this flip this year. But the thing about OBJ, he hasn't really been the same since his rookie season when he absolutely dominated. Still has the talent, still has the great route running and the downfield ball skills. I think we'll really start to see it in Cleveland.
And we got to give Keenan Allen, way out there with the LA Chargers. Maybe most of the country doesn't get a chance to see him play consistently. But this is a guy that when he is healthy, he can dominate as good as anyone. He checks in number 6 on our list.
Yeah, Allen is just a fantastic route runner. If you just watch his releases off the line of scrimmage and what he does to manipulate coverage and get open, it's as good as it gets among wide receivers. You know, a lot of these guys at the top, the Julios, they are freak athletes all the way around. Allen's a good athlete, despite he ran a 4.7 when he was banged up at the combine. He's a faster player than that, but that's why he fell in the draft. He's always been just explosive enough, but it's his route running that makes him a top 10 wide receiver.
I always call Keenan Allen sneaky good, because if you are a defensive back in this league and you step up and doesn't think he can blow by you because of that 4.7 speed, he can do that, and he can catch the ball when highly contested. So you can be draped all over him. Let's talk about Adam Thielen, the undrafted free agent from Mankato State. He makes our list at number 7, and this is good because anytime you get 8 straight games of 100 yards receiving, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, it's really an amazing story because Thielen, another guy that can kind of win everywhere, whether you put him in the slot, put him outside, and then the contested situations. He was one of the best contested catch receivers in 2017, backed it up in 2018. Just a really slick route runner. You can see him manipulating defensive backs to create separation. And again, if he doesn't create separation, he can still go up and get it. So you don't find a whole lot of undrafted free agents quite as efficient as Adam Thielen.
And he's still getting better. I expect him to continue to put up big numbers in 2019. Checking in at number 10, got to give you a chance to say something about Davante Adams with the Green Bay Packers, because he breaks our top 10 list, but it takes Jordy Nelson leaving town for him to get maybe more opportunities?
Yeah, he's clearly the top guy for Aaron Rodgers there. There's a bunch of other receivers trying to get on the same page with Rodgers, but you could even see for Rodgers, who had the most throwaways that we've ever seen from a quarterback last season, he lost some confidence in some of his receivers, but not Davante Adams. When he needed a play, he was going to him. Another guy that's really slick off the line of scrimmage. There's a lot of routes that just make you say, wow, with some of the separation that he creates. And Adams, just continues to get better. I think he showed flashes at points during his career, but he's been much more consistent, and that's why he's cracking that top 10.
Take a look at the data. I think you'd have to agree with our top 10 list of the receivers in the National Football League for 2019. If you want more information, go to PFF.com. Take a look at the list. He's Steve Palazzolo. I'm Solomon Wilcox for PFF TV.